Lagos swallowed her whole. The heat hit her like a wall when she stepped off the plane. Thick, humid, familiar. The smell of exhaust and frying plantains. The chaos of traffic and hawkers shouting their wares. Home. But it didn't feel like home anymore. She took a taxi to the hospital, watching the city blur past through dirty windows. Everything looked smaller than she remembered. Grayer. Like someone had turned down the saturation while she was gone. The hospital was worse. Crumbling walls. Flickering lights. The smell of disinfectant trying and failing to cover decay. Patients on gurneys in hallways because there weren't enough rooms. Nurses moving with the exhausted efficiency of people who'd seen too much death. She found her mother in a shared room with 3 other patients. Chidinma was barely recognizable. She'd lost at least 20 pounds. Her skin was ashen, stretched tight over bones. Her breathing was shallow and wet, each inhale sounding like it might be the last. "Mama," Amara whispered, taking her hand. Her mother's eyes fluttered open. Recognition came slowly, like surfacing from deep water. "Amara, I'm here. I'm here now." Her mother tried to smile. "You came back." "Of course I came back. School. School can wait." A nurse appeared, middle-aged woman with kind eyes and tired shoulders. "Are you the daughter?" "Yes. We need to talk." They stepped outside. The hallway smelled like bleach and hopelessness. "Your mother needs specialized treatment," the nurse said. "The TB has spread to her spine. She needs surgery. Medications we don't have here." "How much?" The nurse told her. The number was impossible. Even if Amara sold everything she owned, worked for a year straight, it wouldn't be enough. "Without treatment?" Amara asked, though she already knew. "Weeks. Maybe days." Amara nodded slowly. "Can I have a moment?" "Of course." The nurse walked away. Amara stood in the hallway, surrounded by suffering, and felt something inside her finally break. She pulled out her phone.
Start a Mignon's number.
One call. That's all it would take. One call and he'd send the money. She knew he would. But then what? She'd be his forever. Bound by debt and gratitude and the knowledge that her mother only lived because of his money. She'd never be equal. Never be free. She put the phone away. There had to be another way. She spent the next 2 days trying to find one. She went to banks. They laughed at her loan application. She went to her mother's old church. They took up a collection. It was kind, but not nearly enough. She asked relatives. Most had their own problems. The few who didn't gave what they could, which was almost nothing. On the 3rd day, she was sitting in the hospital cafeteria, staring at her empty bank account on her phone, when someone sat down across from her. A man, mid-40s, expensive suit that looked wrong in this place. "Amara, is it?" She looked up. "Do I know you?"
No.
"But I know you." He smiled. "My name is Mr. Park. I'm a business associate of Kang Min-jun's father." Ice flooded her veins. "What do you want?" "To help you." "I don't need your help. Your mother is dying. That's none of your business." "But it is Min-jun's business. And Min-jun's business is my business." He pulled out an envelope and placed it on the table. "Inside is a check. Enough to cover your mother's treatment. Surgery. Medicine. Everything." Amara stared at it like it was a snake. "What's the catch?" "Smart girl." Mr. Park leaned back. "The catch is simple. You take the money, you save your mother, and you leave Min-jun alone." "He sent you?"
No.
"His father did." "Why?" "Because you're a distraction. Min-jun has responsibilities, obligations, a marriage arrangement with Jiwoo's family that would solve certain financial problems. But he won't honor it while you're in the picture." "Marriage arrangement?" "His father owes money, a lot of money, to very bad people. The marriage would consolidate debts, merge families, solve everything." Mr. Park tapped the envelope. "Or you could take this money, save your mother, and let Min-jun do what he needs to do. This is blackmail. This is business. And if I say no, then your mother dies, and Min-jun's father's debts come due. Those men you saw in the alley? They were being polite. Next time they won't be. Amara's hands were shaking. He doesn't know about this.
No.
And he doesn't need to. You go back to Korea, you tell him it's over, you invent whatever reason you want. He'll be hurt, but he'll move on. They always do. You're a monster.
I'm practical.
Mr. Park stood up. You have 24 hours to decide. After that, the offer expires. He left the envelope on the table and walked away. Amara sat there for a long time, staring at it. That night, she called Min-jun. It was 3 a.m. in Korea. He answered on the first ring. Amara? Are you okay? Just hearing his voice made her chest ache. I need to tell you something. What's wrong? Is it your mother?
Min-jun.
She closed her eyes. I can't do this anymore. Silence. Can't do what? This, whatever this is. What are you talking about? I've been thinking. And I can't be with you. Is this about the money? Because I told you. It's not about the money. It's about everything. We're too different. It was stupid to think this could work. Amara, you're not making sense. I'm making perfect sense. You're rich. I'm poor. You have a future handed to you. I have to fight for every scrap. We were never going to work. That's not true. It is. And I'm tired of pretending. What happened? Did someone say something to you? Nobody said anything. I woke up. This is reality, Min-jun. You go back to your world. I stay in mine. I don't believe you. You don't have to believe me. Amara, please. I have to go. Don't do this.
I'm sorry.
She hung up. He called back immediately. She didn't answer. He called 17 more times. She turned off her phone. Then she sat on the floor of her childhood home, in the dark, and cried until she couldn't breathe. The next morning, she took the money. The check was certified, legitimate. She deposited it and paid for everything: surgery, medications, a private room, proper care. Her mother's surgery happened 2 days later. It went well. The doctors were optimistic. Chidinma woke up asking for her daughter. It's done, Amara told her, holding her hand. You're going to be okay. How? Don't worry about how. Just rest. Amara. I'm here, Mama. I'm not going anywhere. But that was a lie. She had to go back to Korea. Her student visa required it. She'd already missed a week of classes. She booked a flight for the following week, once her mother was stable enough. On her last night in Lagos, her mother called her to the bedside. Tell me the truth, Chidinma said. Where did the money come from? Amara couldn't lie to her. Someone who wanted me to give up something in return. The boy. Yes. Her mother was quiet for a long time. And you gave him up? I had to. Did you? What choice did I have? There's always a choice, my daughter. Not for people like us. Her mother's eyes were sad. You saved my life. But what did it cost you? Amara didn't answer. She didn't need to. She returned to Seoul in February. The city was colder than she remembered. Or maybe she was just colder inside. She avoided Min-jun completely, changed her schedule, stopped going to the library, ate lunch in different places. When she saw him across campus, she turned and walked the other way. He tried to talk to her, left messages, waited outside her dorm. She ignored all of it. After 2 weeks, he stopped trying. She told herself it was better this way, cleaner, less painful in the long run. But every night, she lay awake remembering the way he'd looked at her, the way he'd made her laugh, the way he'd made her believe, just for a moment, that she could have something good. She threw herself into work, picked up extra shifts, studied until her eyes burned. She became a ghost again, invisible, safe. It was Ji-woo who finally found her. Amara was leaving the convenience store after a night shift when a black car pulled up beside her. The window rolled down. Get in, Ji-woo said.
No.
I'm not asking. And I'm not interested. I know about the money, about Mr. Park, about everything. Amara froze.
Yivo smiled.
Get in the car, Amara. We need to talk. Against every instinct, Amara got in. They drove to a quiet park overlooking the Han River. The city sparkled below them, cold and distant. You took the money, Ji-woo said. Smart. What do you want? To thank you. You made this so much easier. Made what easier? Getting Min-jun back. The engagement is official now. We're getting married in June. Something twisted in Amara's chest. Congratulations. Don't be bitter. You got what you wanted, your mother is alive. Min-jun gets what he needs, his family's debts cleared. And I get what I deserve, him. If he wanted you, you wouldn't need his father's debts to trap him.
Ivo's smile hardened.
Careful. Or what? You'll take more from me? You already took everything. I took nothing. You gave it up. You chose your mother over him. I chose to keep him alive. Those men weren't going to stop. His father's debts are paid by my family, which is the only reason Min-jun isn't dead in an alley somewhere.
Ivo leaned closer.
So really, you should be thanking me. Amara turned away, staring at the river. He's miserable, you know, Ji-woo continued. Barely speaks, barely eats, just goes through the motions. Why are you telling me this? Because I want you to know. I want you to understand that you broke him. And now I get to pick up the pieces. You're cruel.
I'm honest.
There's a difference. Ji-woo started the car. I'll drive you back. They rode in silence. When they reached Amara's dorm, Ji-woo stopped her before she could get out. One more thing, Ji-woo said. The wedding is in June. I'd invite you, but I think that would be tacky. Amara didn't respond. She got out and walked inside without looking back. But once she was in her room, alone in the dark, she finally let herself fall apart. Spring came. The city bloomed. Cherry blossoms lined the streets like snow. Amara moved through it all like a sleepwalker. Her mother called every week. She was recovering well, gaining weight, talking about the future. Come home when you graduate, Chidinma would say. I'll have recovered by then. I will, Mama. Are you happy? Yes. Another lie. She saw Min-jun sometimes. From a distance. He looked thinner, tired, like someone had dimmed his light. Once, their eyes met across the cafeteria. He looked like he wanted to say something. She looked away first. In April, everything changed again. She was working the convenience store night shift when a man walked in. Not Mr. Park. Someone else. Younger. Dangerous looking. He browsed the aisles slowly, then approached the counter. You're Amara. Who's asking? Someone who knows you took money from the wrong people. Her blood went cold. I don't know what you're talking about. The check. From Mr. Park. That wasn't Park's money. That was ours. Loan money meant for Kang's father. That's not my problem. It is now. He leaned on the counter. Park stole from us to pay you off. He's dead now, which means the debt transfers. I don't owe you anything. You owe us $200,000. Plus interest. The number hit her like a fist. I don't have that kind of money. We know. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to work for us. Do what we say. Until the debt is paid. And if I refuse, then we go after your mother, your little dorm friends, anyone you care about. He smiled. Oh, and we kill Min-jun. Slowly. Because his father's debt is still outstanding too. You're insane. We're practical. You have 3 days to decide. He dropped a burner phone on the counter. We'll call. He left. Amara stood there, shaking. As the world collapsed around her for the second time, she had no one to turn to. The police? These people had killed Mr. Park. They wouldn't hesitate to hurt her.
Min-jun.
She'd broken his heart, and telling him would only put him in more danger. Her mother? Absolutely not. For 3 days she walked around in a daze. The burner phone sat in her pocket like a bomb. On the 3rd day it rang. Yes or no? A voice said. What do you want me to do? There's a man.
Arrival.
We need information from him. You're going to get it. How? He has a weakness for pretty girls, especially foreign ones. You seduce him, get into his office, copy his files. I'm not a spy. You are now. You have 1 week. The call ended. Amara sat down on her dorm room floor and tried to think. She could run, but they'd find her. They'd find her mother. She could die, but that wouldn't save anyone. Or she could do what they asked. Play the game. And hope she survived long enough to find a way out. She did what they asked. The man's name was Lee. He owned a tech company, frequented a specific bar on weekends. Amara dressed in clothes she borrowed, put on makeup she didn't own, and became someone else. It was easier than she expected. Lee was arrogant and lonely. He bought her drinks, told her about his business, invited her to his office to see the view. She went. While he poured wine, she copied files from his computer onto a USB drive they'd given her. "You're different from other girls," Lee said, moving closer. "How so?" "You're real." She almost laughed. Nothing about this was real. When his hand touched her arm, she flinched. "Is something wrong?"
No.
"I'm just nervous." He smiled. "Don't be." She got what she needed and left before anything else could happen. She delivered the drive to a drop point they'd specified. The next day, Lee's company was raided by police. He was arrested for embezzlement. Amara realized she'd just helped destroy a man's life. They gave her more assignments. Some were information gathering. Some were deliveries. Once, she had to distract a security guard while someone broke into an office. She told herself she had no choice. She told herself she was protecting people she loved. But every assignment chipped away another piece of her soul. She stopped sleeping, stopped eating properly. Her grades started slipping. Her roommate noticed. "Are you okay?" Lynn asked. "I'm fine." "You don't look fine." I said I'm fine. But she wasn't. She was drowning, and there was no one to pull her out. In May, Min-jun found her. She was leaving the library late one night when he stepped out of the shadows. "We need to talk," he said. "There's nothing to talk about. I know something's wrong." "Nothing's wrong. Don't lie to me." He moved closer. "I've been watching you. You're scared. You're exhausted. Something is happening."
Min-jun, please.
"Tell me." And maybe it was exhaustion. Maybe it was desperation. Maybe she was just so tired of carrying everything alone. She told him. Everything. The money. Mr. Park's death. The debt. The assignments. When she finished, Min-jun looked like he'd been gutted. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because you'd try to fix it. And you can't. Nobody can." "My father." "Your father is the reason this happened. His debts. His deals. His mess." Min-jun was quiet for a long moment. Then, the engagement.
Toivo.
That was supposed to fix this. "I know. Did you know about it? When you broke up with me?" She hesitated too long. "You did." His voice cracked. "You knew and you didn't tell me. I was trying to protect you. By lying? By pushing me away. By giving you a chance at a life that doesn't end in a gutter somewhere. I didn't want that life. I wanted you." They stood there, both breathing hard, years of pain spilling into the space between them. "We can't go back," Amara whispered.
No.
"But we can go forward." "How?" "Together. We end this. My father's debts. Your debt. All of it." "That's impossible." "Maybe. But we have to try." He took her hands. "Because I can't watch you destroy yourself. And I can't marry Ji-woo knowing you're out here suffering. The wedding. I'll cancel it. They'll kill you. Then we find another way to pay them." His eyes were fierce. "But I'm not losing you again. Not like this." She wanted to believe him. God, she wanted to. "Okay," she finally said. "Okay." They made a plan. Min-jun would go to his father. Demand answers. Find out exactly how much was owed and to whom. Amara would stall her next assignment. By time, they would meet in 3 days to figure out the next step. But plans made in desperation rarely work. Amara went to deliver a package 2 nights later. Just a simple drop at a warehouse. But when she arrived, there were police everywhere. Someone had tipped them off. She tried to run. They caught her at the gate. "Amara Okafor?" "Yes." You're under arrest for conspiracy to commit fraud. They found the package. Found evidence of her other assignments. Found everything. She was taken to the station. Processed. Put in a cell. She called the only person she could think of.
Min-jun answered immediately.
Amara, I've been arrested. Silence. I need help, she whispered. I'm coming. He showed up with lawyers. Expensive ones. They talked to the police. Reviewed evidence. Made calls. 6 hours later, Amara was released. But not free. The charges are serious. One of the lawyers explained. If this goes to trial, you're looking at years in prison. What are my options? Testify against the organization. Give them names, locations, everything you know. In exchange, the prosecutor will recommend leniency. And if I don't, then you take the full weight of the charges.
Amara looked at Min-jun.
He looked destroyed. If I testify, she said, they'll kill my mother. We can get her protection, the lawyer said. In Nigeria, you can't protect anyone there. Then what do you want to do? She didn't know. Every choice led to pain. Give me a day, she said. I need to think. She spent that night in Min-jun's apartment. He'd insisted. They sat on his couch, not touching. The weight of everything pressing down like concrete. This is my fault, Min-jun said finally. It's not. It is. If we'd never. Don't. She finally looked at him. Don't you dare say you regret this. I don't regret us. I regret what it cost you. I made my choices. You shouldn't have had to. They were quiet for a while. I'm going to testify, Amara said. What? It's the only way. I testify. They go to prison. And her voice broke. I go back to Nigeria. Protect my mother myself. And your scholarship? Gone. The arrest will be enough. They'll revoke it. So that's it? You lose everything. Not everything. My mother lives. You get to marry Ji-woo and save your family. And I. She smiled sadly. I get to know I did the right thing. Eventually. This isn't right.
No.
But it's real.
Min-jun stood up, pacing.
There has to be another way. There isn't. I'll pay them. Whatever they want. With what money? Your family is broke. That's the whole point. Then I'll find it.
Min-jun.
She stood too, grabbing his arms. Stop. Just stop. He looked at her with red-rimmed eyes. I can't lose you, he whispered. You already did. Back when I took that money. We just didn't know it yet. She kissed him. Soft and final. Thank you, she said, for showing me I could be loved. Amara, I have to go. Where? To tell them I'll testify. Before I change my mind. She left his apartment. He didn't follow. Maybe he knew it would only make it harder. She testified 3 weeks later. She gave them everything. Names, locations, patterns. The organization crumbled. Dozens of arrests. In exchange, she got probation and deportation. Her scholarship was revoked. Her student visa canceled. She had 1 week to leave Korea. Min-jun came to see her the day before her flight. They met at the park where they'd first kissed. Felt like a lifetime ago. The wedding is off, he said. What? I told Ji-woo no. Told my father to figure out his own mess. I don't care anymore. Min-jun, you can't. I can. I did. He looked at her. Come with me. What? Don't go back to Nigeria. Come with me. We'll go somewhere else. Somewhere they can't find us. And do what? Run forever. If that's what it takes. She wanted to say yes. Wanted it so badly it physically hurt. I can't, she whispered. My mother needs me. And you need to build a life here. A real one. I don't want a life without you. You'll find one anyway. People like you always do. He was crying now. Actually crying. I love you, he said. I know. I love you too. Then why? Because love isn't enough. Not in this world. Not for people like us. She kissed him one last time. Memorized the feel of his hands in hers. The smell of his cologne. the sound of his breathing. Then she let go.
Goodbye, Min-jun.
She walked away. He didn't call her back. Maybe he knew there was nothing left to say. 2 years later, Amara sat in a small office in Lagos, reviewing grant applications. She worked for an NGO now, helping students from poor families access education funding. Her mother was healthy, living with her, cooking dinner every night. Life was quiet, simple, safe, but empty. She thought about Min-jun sometimes, wondered if he'd moved on, married someone appropriate, forgotten the poor Nigerian girl who'd broken his heart. She hoped so. She really did. Min-jun stood in his father's office, now his office, reviewing financial reports. The family business had stabilized. Debts paid. Contracts signed. He'd done it all himself, piece by piece, refusing any shortcuts. He didn't date, didn't socialize, just worked. People called him cold now. Said he'd changed. They were right. Late at night, he'd pull up photos on his phone. Pictures of her laughing. Her face lit by cheap dorm lights. Her hand in his. He never deleted them. Some wounds don't heal. They just become part of who you are. It was December when she saw the email. Subject: Scholarship Opportunity, Yonsei University. Dear Ms. Okafor, we are pleased to inform you that an anonymous donor has established a scholarship fund specifically for your return to Yonsei University. The fund covers full tuition, housing, and living expenses for the completion of your degree. There are no requirements or obligations attached. If you wish to accept, please respond by January 15th. Amara read it 3 times. Anonymous donor. She knew exactly who it was. Her hands shook as she opened a new email. To email protected. Subject: Re-scholarship. I can't accept this. She hit send. 5 minutes later, a response came. You already did. Everything's arranged. I don't want anything from you. I just want you to finish what you started. You deserve that much. P.S. I'm not asking you to come back to me. I know that ship has sailed. But please, come back for yourself. MJ. Amara sat there, staring at the screen. Outside, rain started falling. The sound on the metal roof, the sound she'd missed so much in Korea. Her mother appeared in the doorway. What's wrong? I don't know. Is it the boy? Yes. Do you love him? That's not the point. It's the only point. Amara looked at her mother. If I go back, there's no guarantee. We might never work. Too much has happened. Then you'll know you tried. And if I stay, then you'll spend the rest of your life wondering. Amara turned back to the computer. She thought about choices, about second chances, about the cost of love and the price of fear. She typed slowly. Thank you. I'll see you in January. She hit send before she could change her mind. She arrived in Seoul on a gray January morning. The city looked the same. Cold, indifferent, beautiful. She told herself she was coming back for school. Just school. But when she walked onto campus and saw him standing by the library, older, thinner, waiting like he'd known she'd come, she knew she'd been lying to herself. They stared at each other across the quad. Neither moved. Then slowly he smiled. Not the careless, golden boy smile from before. Something quieter. Something earned. She walked toward him. Hi, she said when she reached him. This doesn't mean. I know. We have to take it slow. Okay. And I might leave again. I know. And you might realize this was a mistake. I won't. She looked up at him. How do you know? Because I've had 2 years to figure it out. And you're still the only thing that makes sense. She wanted to stay guarded. Wanted to protect herself. But she was so tired of being safe. I'm scared, she admitted. Me too. What if we hurt each other again? Then we'll hurt. And we'll heal. And we'll try again. He held out his hand. She looked at it for a long moment. This boy who'd saved her, destroyed her, loved her, lost her. This is impossible, complicated, beautiful mess of a person. She took his hand. Okay, she whispered. Let's try. They walked into the library together. Hand in hand, Two people who'd learned the hard way that love wasn't about fairy tales or happy endings. It was about choosing someone even when the world said you shouldn't. Even when it cost everything. Even when you weren't sure you'd survive it. They chose each other. And for now, that was enough. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us where you are watching from. Comment your insights, like and share. Watch out for the next